Good afternoon, man, Lipshins. It's that time of the week again. And in this episode, we are doing the 30k fully spec'd budget with peripherals. And it was actually really hard to bring it home because I was like, just a little bit more. And just a little bit more, and just a little more. And it's actually like power creep that happens when you actually have more budget. Is spending like just a touch more often gets you a significantly better part and experience along with it. But I brought it home initially for 30,190, and then I added in a 3-fan pack and it pushed it to 30,700. So it's still 30k, just ever so slightly over the top. But this would be an incredibly good gaming PC. We are actually speccing for 1440p 60 FPS sort of gameplay, and we will get quite a bit more in esports titles, things like Dota and CS. You'll probably get closer to like 200 FPS on 1440p. So without further ado and gilding of any lilies, it's time to jump right in. We obviously start with the upgrade kit. It's the Ryzen 5 7500F. This is pretty much the best bang for buck gaming CPU you can find, and I always like to spec a bit of a better motherboard, and this is no different. We have the B650 from old AMD, well, this being the MSI Pro, B650S Wi-Fi. So like it says, it's got Wi-Fi built into the board. I wish there were some more pictures of it, but it's got M.2 cooling, it's got 4 RAM DIMMs, and it's got a huge amount of power delivery. So if you wanted to upgrade this to like a 7800X 3D or even a 7950X later, you're not going to be hamstrung by your base platform and your motherboard. So it's going to have some very good inherent lifetime. You'll probably sit with this for 5, 6, even 7 years is the idea with that. We are also getting access to DDR5 and the 5600 megahertz Kingston Fury Beasts, which are also slim, which is going to help with our cooler later. Then for GPU, the 3070 was a no-brainer. You can go a grand higher to the 3070 Ti, but the price versus performance and the relative sort of value between these two graphics cards is almost identical. So if you wanted to get the 3070 Ti, you wouldn't be bottlenecked at all, but we're speccing the 3070 just to give me a little bit more budget headroom for the other finishing components. And the big advantage with the 3070 and any RTX 3000 series or 4000 series graphics cards is the inherent benefit of being able to do some streaming. That's why I've also spec 32 gig RAM so that it can game and stream absolutely flawlessly. For the storage, we're getting some Gen 4 goodness, this time with the ADATA XPG. I have reviewed this very product over here, and it's absolutely fantastic. Comes with a 5-year local warranty on this as well. It does have an included heat spreader, but you can take the heat spreader on the motherboard and put it on top of that. And if you added one in the future, you could put this sucker in that second lower slot that doesn't have cooling, and it will still run absolutely flawlessly because of the included heat spreader. Then to power this sucker, we're going back to the Gumdias 850 bronze. You can get an 850 gold. It is going to add another 800 Rand to the price, but you're not going to have any problems with the system with the 850 bronze. The total system wattage at maximum output shouldn't exceed 300 watts. So this is still going to be giving you double that, even at an 850 bronze, all day, every day. Then for the case, I went for the Design Focus 2. Bang for buck here is very good. It does look really clean, and the main thing is it fits really long boy GPUs. You can see even by the dimensioning of the case over here, it's going to fit a long boy GPU. It comes with the two 140s up front, so you're going to have nice airflow onto that, and it's built for up to 420mm GPUs. So that 3070 is a bit of a shorter boy as well, but we like to have just a little bit of room in the case for the airflow and the full front mesh with their 2 aspect 140s up front. Then for CPU cooling, the Forza 85 came down in price significantly. These were like $1,000, and now at 800 Rand, this is pretty much the best bang for buck cooler for like a little bit overkill in this application for sure. The 7500F only pulls, I think, about 65 watts, maybe to 80 watt at most. So that's what it's going to do like under a rendering workload. I don't see it exceeding 100 watt. This is going to make it so that it's just very cool, calm, and collected. And the way that they've set it up, if you look at the side profile, it does push itself back. So the RAM height isn't going to be as much of an issue, but we've gone with the Kingston Beasts as well because they are slimmer and lower format. Then as an addition to the build, I've added in this 3-in-1 pack. The FK120s are absolutely fantastic. No RGB, no frill, no fuss sort of setup, but they have some of the best cooling performance you're going to find. If we check out the CFM, I mean, it's 68 per fan. So you'll be able to run these extremely low, once again, reducing the noise factor of your machine, making sure it runs cool, calm, and collected. At minimum, I would suggest getting a 120mm for the back case, which are about $300, but then you can just get a 3-fan pack and you're going to have a full setup. They do come with a little controller in there as well, so you can do all of them into one slot on the motherboard. Starting with the peripherals, as I said, this is going to be a 1440p build, and the Cooler Master VA 1440p 100Hz G-Sync capable panel for $3,500 is coming to our rescue. This thing's price versus performance, its implied bang for buck is just astronomically good. I hope to review one of these in the future. It's got DisplayPort, 2 HDMIs, and an audio pass-through on it as well. So if you've got a bit of a double life and you've got a console as well, you'll be able to feed the console in on the HDMI and at least at 60 Hz 1440p, which is kind of nice to have. But for our gaming setup, which is what we're going for, that 100 Hz G-Sync is going to make games like Cyberpunk, etc. feel really, really good. And you're going to get maxed out settings with low ray tracing from the 3070 and still hit that 100 Hz refresh rate. Because of the extra pixels, you can use DLSS and you're not going to get that lack of sharpness that you would find on 1080p. For the mouse, we're sticking with Cooler Master because this MM730 is extremely light. It's 48 grams, can you believe it? And it comes with a Pixart sensor with a 400 IPS and a 50G acceleration. It's got good coverage on the mouse skates on the bottom, so it's PTFE, you know, it's everything that I wanted to see from this mouse is here in this mouse. It's, like I said, Pixart optical sensor, so we like that. And a 400 IPS and a 50G acceleration, it means it's going to be like a 3370, which is a little bit older, but it's going to give you really good tracking. And if you wanted to do like pro gaming level, this will fit really, really nicely. And 48 grams, it's extremely light. For the keyboard, we're going with the Mad Catz Strike 6. This is actually hot swappable at 800 or 900 Rand now. It's very, very good bang for buck. I actually bought one of these for a mate for a birthday present, and it's really, really good. From when I reviewed this, I was kind of stunned that you're going to get a full hot swappable keyboard for this amount of money. If one of your switches breaks, you can buy another pack of switches or just even a 20 pack and you could swap them out, and you know, you're probably going to have WASD, control and shift and space. Those will generally be the ones that go first, but it's just standard dipole setup. If I remember correctly, it is, however, a south-facing LED, so that might limit some of the keycaps and stuff you'll be able to use on it, but price versus performance for a full hot swappable setup at $900, it's kind of unbeatable. And finally, the headset. Like last week's MH630, the MH650 USB is going to be our selection this time. It does have its own built-in sound card, so you're not going to be reliant on what's on your motherboard, but the microphone on this is one of the best you're going to get. The comfort is extremely good. The headband is padding and stuff is really nice. For long gaming sessions, these come extremely highly rated. Anybody that pretty much asks me what they should look at 1,000 Rand for a headset, I point them to this and I haven't had a single complaint. It's got a removable mic as well, but the overall audio quality and the mic quality, you could even do some casting off of this. It is going to clip if you get really loud and shouty, but for basic like audio stuff and for streaming, nobody's going to complain at this. It's not tinny at all. It's got some nice warmth and depth to the microphone setup. And that then brings us to our final card. So this build, as I've put it out to you, as I said, is 30,139 Rand, excluding the fan kit. If you include the fan kit, it then goes up to about 30,700 bucks. And this will be a very good, very long-term machine. Everything in here is like really nice and good quality, and it's going to last you a pretty decent amount of time. And the peripherals and stuff are all like entry-level eSportsman. The monitors like kind of in that line as well. You could look at swapping it out for a 1080p 165 Hz IPS from AOC, which would be another 500 Rand if you would rather go for a refresh rate over then the higher resolution. But 1440p, even with VA, it doesn't smear nearly as much as it does on 1080p VA. And so that's more for like the general gamer type setup, and you're going to be able to pretty much max all sliders in games with the 3070 and still get 100 FPS on 1440p, which is exactly where we want to be. If you want to just push it up a little bit, I would look at the 3070 Ti. It is another 1,000 Rand on top, but it's almost exactly the same price versus performance overall. And owning a 3070 Ti, I can tell you it games on 1440p really well. Anywho, that is the 30,000 Rand fully spec'd with peripheral gaming PC, and it was very hard, honestly, to get it into like budget like that. I kept having to kind of slim back a little bit here and draw back a little bit there. As I say, I think the only thing I would see you change out is get the 3070 Ti, just so that you've got like that better kind of longevity in it, because it's gonna last just that much longer than the 3070 at the top level of gaming. Now, we do have very exciting reviews coming up very soon. I'm preparing the 14600K, which was it? This was the 14700K and the 14600KF. We have gotten these out of Evetech stock in order to put this on the channel, and I'm going to be comparing it to the 13600K, which I got in the review kit when 13th gen launched. So this is looking pretty exciting. And I have the new HyperX Vision. I've got the new sound desk as well, but I'm going to be doing this guy tomorrow. And then on Friday, I'm going to be doing the new Mad Catz Pilot 3 headset as well, which is also quite a good bang versus buck headset. Pretty about the camera just telling me no on that one, but you can see it there. So this is also going to be coming out then on Friday. So until then, I hope you guys stay safe, keep well. If you've enjoyed this, please do hit us up with a like and subscribe, and I will see you on the flip side.